Looks like Philip Schofield. See, I'm doing very well as a chair. It's my first time doing such a big meeting. I'm just going to, Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you very much. Clive Hart, leader of Thanet District Council. I'm here to support Roger Gale and Laura Sanders. I'm here to give them 100% support, as we did the day after the news came out that the airport was under threat. And we've done that every day since. We meet regularly. We meet regularly with the task force, with KCC, TDC, and our MPs, and we're all unified. And we will not, any of us, as Roger has said, we will not be split by people who want to make political capital out of this situation. It's not a time for politics. It's a time for standing together and being unified. And I can say that I stood on a manifesto of supporting the airport. And from the day I became a councillor, I've done that. And from the day I became leader of the council, I've actually done that by meeting with the airport chief executive every month, meeting with the new owners to try and put across our arguments about how we see the future. And we want this campaign to succeed 100%. And I'll be going to the meeting that Roger was talking about on Monday with that in mind. It's to stand shoulder to shoulder and to make sure that we do everything we can to save it as an airport. That's what we will do. On a personal note, I've used the airport myself. We went to Amsterdam. In fact, I met the young man down the front there who spoke earlier when I was walking around the streets of Amsterdam on a short weekend there earlier in the year. As for the 106 agreement, I can assure people that we have a cabinet advisory group standing by, ready to renegotiate the 106 agreement, and that's been in place for some time now. It's only stopped. The only reason that was held up was when the airport was put up for sale at the beginning of March, whatever it was. That we had to stand down the cabinet advisory group until we get the final say on what's going to happen at the airport. As for the museum, I can say that we've had discussions with Alistair Welsh, Anne Gloag's right-hand man, and I can tell you that was top of our list of museums that at the very least we must get assurance about that for the future and their future. And I can tell you that I think we're pushing on an open door in that respect. He knows that it would be very, very bad publicity to upset your museum trust. Yeah, okay.
Sorry, let us speak.
The air sea rescue. As for the air sea rescue, that is also one of our key commitments, and I think we've got, we've made some positive headway there, whichever way it goes. The enterprise zone status that we've suggested and that we've put forward is for the benefit of the airport, whether it's an airport or not. But the fact of the matter is, Sheffield Doncaster Airport has had enterprise status. It's made it more viable, and listening to all the arguments of it, the viability of the airport is the most important thing. That's why I put forward that proposal, and it's met support from TDC, KCC and our MPs, and I'm pleased to see that's been taken up through the South East area LEP, and it's gone to government as a request there. I'd just like to thank Roger Gale for what he's doing, Laura as well, and like I say, we'll be standing shoulder to shoulder on Monday when we go to that meeting. Thank you.
Brilliant stuff. I'm quite glad that Mr. Hart has spoken up, because obviously we read a lot of things in the press, we read a lot of rumours, and one of the things that we're trying to do with this meeting is actually to let people like Mr. Hart speak up and actually say how they feel. So we are under no illusion as to where they stand, and that's one of the benefits of meetings like this. Right, there was a lady...
Hey, can I just interrupt for a second? It's just that... just to let you know, we have got another 30 minutes.
Oh, brilliant.
We've got an extension, and if you're really good, then we may get longer. So can you just bear that in mind when you put your comments forward? We might even get longer if we're good.
Brilliant. Right, who is it you want to speak next? That lady standing up there. As long as you're balanced and all handle it, because there are toilets. If you want us to take a 5-minute convenience, we can do that, and you can go and visit the toilets. And do that, but the lady standing there.
Hi, I'm Carol Partington. I actually had the privilege to be at the TDC meeting this week where Clive Hart was issued a question about night flights. And I'm sorry, Clive, but you actually said in that meeting that you would support your original decision. So he seemed to be contradicting what he was saying this week. That actually wasn't my question. That was
no, but you see, this is the thing. Is now that Mr. Hart has actually come out and said that he actually supports it. He said it in front of everyone. So we, yeah.
I was at that meeting.
Well, no. But what he said is he was obviously supporting us, and
He
he
might be
would
supporting us,
renegotiate
but
it.
he's not supporting he's basically saying he supports the original decision he made as regards night flights. And if we are required to have night flights in order to interest a new buyer, then that means the TDC are not supporting it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Perhaps, Mr. Hart, you might like to say something on that. Perhaps, I mean, we'd be interested to hear.
Well done, Carol.
Absolutely happy to answer that one. I stood on a manifesto pledge, as I say, to support the airport. The fact of the matter is, I also stood on a manifesto pledge to support the residents of Thanet, and I will do it in the best way best of my ability, and not at any environmental cost. The bottom line is, it would be madness, absolute madness, for the leader of a council to tell someone who's running an airport they can have as many night flights as they want. Madness. My job is to try and save this airport, but it's not at any environmental cost, and it's not necessary. Roger Gale has already said it's not an issue in the viability of this airport. Roger Gale said.
Hold on a second. Right. Okay. Where are we next? I've lost track now. Main viability airport. Right. Okay. Wendy, help. I'm sinking fast.
Right. Well, it was. We seem to have actually migrated to our next point, which was taking questions from the floor.
Yes.
So it's happened as a natural occurrence.
Right.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank
You go ahead.
Thanks. Sorry, I didn't actually get to ask my question, but thank you for giving me the opportunity to ask it. It was actually to the UKIP member. You were talking in your presentation that you were actually going to make a presentation to the KCC, and I wondered if you could actually elaborate on what that suggestion is for the airport.
Thank you for the question. Regrettably, I can't. In the same way that Roger Gale can't. What we've got is in strictest confidence at this point in time. However, I can tell you that I was in discussion with the cabinet member and the leader yesterday, and I will be meeting them again on Monday. So we are trying desperately hard to move this project proposal forward. But I'm sorry, to give details publicly at this time, I cannot do. I'm sorry.